All right, section 12.2 is about matrix multiplication. We're going to do a little bit more scalar multiplication and solving an equation using scalar multiplication, and then we're actually going to multiply one matrix by another. One thing we need to talk about is a notation that your book uses in a matrix. You know, here I've got an A, and it looks like it's a subscript of 11, but it's a 1 and then another 1. What that means is that the position for this element is row 1, column 1. This element is row 1, column 2. Over here I have row 1, column 3. I just wanted to make sure we talked about it briefly so that if you looked in the book or if Math Excel, started using this notation, you would understand what it means. It's not anything you have to do something with. It's just describing the position of a specific element in the matrix. So now, moving on down here, problem number 1. It says using scalar products. So here is matrix A. It is a 2 by 3. Matrix B is also a 2 by 3. And they want me to find 4A plus 3B. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 4 times matrix A and then add to that 3 times matrix B. Okay, so using my scalar multiplication, I'm going to multiply this 4 times everything in that matrix. So that will become, on the top row, 8, 32, negative 12, negative 4, 20, and 8 on the bottom row. For the second matrix, when I multiply this 3 times everything in that matrix, I get negative 3, 0, 5. Nope, let's try again. That's going to be a 15 over here. On the bottom row, I get 0, 9, and negative 6. Now I just want to add those two matrices together, and I'm just going to add the corresponding elements. So when I add 8 and negative 3, I get 5. 32 and 0 gives me 32. Negative 12 and 15 is 3. Move to the bottom row. Negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4. 20 plus 9 is 29. And finally, 8 plus negative 6 is 2. This is the answer to this problem. That is 4A plus 3B. So now we're going to have a matrix equation that has some scalar multiplication included with it. So this is 2 times some matrix, I don't know what it is, that's what I'm solving for, plus 3 times this matrix equals this one. And I want to start with this part right here. So let's go ahead and recopy our 2x. And now, when I use my scalar multiplication and multiply 3 times everything in that matrix, I end up with 6, negative 3 on the top. The bottom is 9 and 12. Now just recopy the other side of the equal sign. And now I have to work to get this x by itself. So just like solving any other equation, I wanted to subtract this matrix from this side and from this one. So we'll go through that real quickly. Subtract the same one from over here. So on the left-hand side, those two matrices will cancel each other out. I actually end up with the 0 matrix, which I don't have to write. So all I have on the left is 2x. On the right-hand side, when I subtract 8 minus 6, I get 2. 5 minus negative 3 is 8. 11 minus 9 is 2. And 0 minus 12 is negative 12. And now I have to get this x by itself. In other equations, we would just simply divide both sides by 2, but there is no rule about division with matrices. So what we've got to do is we've got to figure out how to do this with multiplication. So I'm just going to multiply by the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. So on the left-hand side, 1/2 times 2 is just 1x. And then over here, I have to do scalar multiplication again. So 1/2 times everything inside. And I will get 1, 4, 1, negative 6. That is the solution for this matrix equation. All right, we're going to stop there and we'll pick up in another video shortly.